Very happy to welcome back Joe Davidson with Oklahoma Joe's. Today he's showing us to do that beloved barbecue staple, burnt ends, or barbecue candy as others would say.
Yeah, it's meat candy. That's exactly what it is. So brisket is king when you start talking about the Midwest of it. You know, pulled pork is wonderful, but there's something about beef, especially a beef brisket, that is really, really special. And we've been doing briskets in competitions since the late 80s, you know. And one of the things that truly put us over the top at every competition was not just doing sliced off the flat, not just doing chopped off the point, but doing burnt ends where you double cook it, double smoke it. And every time you come up with these little chunks of soft, fatty brisket that is just
literal meat candy.
I mean, it just pulls apart, you know.
My goodness.
It's so tender. And these things are a meal within themselves, but you combine that with barbecue beans and slaw and stuff, and it's just like,
you're getting excited right now. I can feel it.
It pumps me up to talk about this. So what we do is we take a brisket, we take a whole packer trim. A packer trim just means that it's got both the flat and the point still attached to it.
So the lean side and fattier side.
Lean side and fat, that's exactly it. And then we trim it up where it's only got about a 1/4 inch of fat left on the external portions of it. I'm not worried about the fat between it, the two muscles there. Then I put both our original dry rub and the steak maker on it. It's a blended dry rub that gives you a full body. And the whole thing about dry rubs is that they're designed so that they complement the flavor of the meat, don't overpower it. But if you'll notice that on sauces and rubs that are perfect, they affect your palate from the very tip of your tongue to the back of your throat. So it just gives you a flavor explosion all the way through there. Once we've cooked this in your backyard smoker, cooking with indirect heat and smoke, what you want to do then is cook it for 4 hours at 275 degrees, flipping it about once an hour there. And it's going to start giving you a really good bark on the outside of it. But when I say bark, that's just the coloring on the outside of it, the smoke ring that's coming through that. Then once you've got that, I like to take it and wrap it in aluminum foil, because then you've wrapped it at about 145 internal, and you're capturing all those meat juices inside of it. Then you separate them out once you've pulled it off the smoker. Total cooking time is 7 to 8 hours. And then you separate the point from the flat. And I'm going to just show you real quick how this comes apart. You can use literally a knife. See how that's just coming apart from that? And you've got the fatty brisket peeling off of it from the flat. And then this is the one, we're going to take this, trim it up again, dice it up into 1-inch cubes, put it back in the smoker, and man, caramelize the sauce on it, and it's just going to be meat candy. It's going to be the best brisket. Magic. That's exactly how you make magic. So we'll have some here in just a little bit.
Sounds good to me. We have to
This time of year can be really busy. I mean, it's the end of the school year, the start of summer, there's graduations and sports, and dinner needs to be fast and easy and still delicious, right? Candace Conley joins us from The Girl Can Cook with a simple sheet pan recipe that really checks all those boxes.
Well, you know, it's very simple. But everybody loves quesadillas.
I think so, right?
And you can make these ahead of time.
Okay.
You can make, usually with a quesadilla, you're like 1 or 2 at a time. This you can do 4 to 6 at a time, depending upon how big your sheet pan is.
I love this idea because it's kind of all inclusive. You put everything on the pan and deal with it and cook it.
And you just make a simple cheese quesadilla, and then people can add salsa or avocado or chicken
whatever they want.
Whatever you want.
All right, so let's get started.
Yeah, so we're going to put a little bit of oil on our sheet pan and spread it around with a paper towel.
Okay. Do you want me to do that for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And that way nobody sticks. And I'm going to tell you what makes this different.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank you. I'm a spreader.
She does a great job. Okay, so then we're going to put our tortillas down. These are flour tortillas.
And this is interesting because she's going to leave them open and she's going to tell us why.
Yeah,
because normally I would put them on there, put the cheese, flip them over, and then my cheese doesn't melt.
Well, and that's the thing. We want melty, yummy cheese. So this is just a Mexican cheese blend.
Right.
Because you don't want to use like a cheddar or anything like that because they just don't melt as well.
It's all gloppy.
Yeah, so you just divide it between the 4, and it doesn't matter if they are kind of overlapping because you are going to fold them eventually. and they don't mind.
Oh, I hear that. And we're preheating our oven?
Yes, the oven is being preheated to 425, so that's pretty hot.
Right.
Then, just for some interest, you can add, this is grilled corn, but just, a little bit to make it fun, not just cheese. And then you can either add, just again for flavor, chili powder, but this is smoked paprika.
Ooh.
So I've always said that if they made a fragrance,
This would be it.
I would wear this. Yeah. And in typical chef style, I always take all the shaker tops off. So I do it this way.
Okay.
And I can see it a little bit better, frankly, if I do that. And you notice we're not adding salt or pepper because the cheese is salty, and you just don't need that extra sodium and other stuff. So, and this kind of gives you a peppery feel to it anyway. So it goes in the oven just like this. When you put it in this way, it melts really fast. And you don't have to worry about, because a lot of times you go ahead and fold your quesadilla, and then toward the middle, it's not
Kind of raw.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not melted.
Right.
This way, it's all melted, and then you take them out, and we'll just pretend that these are melted, and then you take a spatula like this, and then you just fold them over and press them down. They have oil on the outside so that it makes them nice and brown and crisp.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to cook them for how long?
5
each time?
minutes, 5 minutes to start with. Then you take them out, fold them over, another 3 to 5 minutes until they're golden brown. And then you can wrap them up, you can eat them right away, whatever, and everybody can have their own.
There's our finished product. In fact, if
Exactly.
you'll hand me that plate, and I think Alan's going to come in. Now, I saw some limes over there. Was there a significance of that, or is that
That
for
was
another?
just to keep our avocado from
Fresh.
turning brown.
Those look great. Of course, a little bit of the salsa.
Salsa, sure,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm going to just go ahead and take a full one, and I'm
Yeah.
going to take a full bite.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
There's one for you.
Oh, if I only had a fork.
You don't need a fork for that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute here. No, I do not.
You don't. You don't.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's just simple and fast, and when there's so much going on, wow.
But this is good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Okay.
Paprika.
We will put all those recipe ingredients, if you weren't able to write them down, on our website at newson6.com/recipes. Enjoy, and it's hard to say because I got to be really careful. Sheet pan quesadillas.
Very good.
That's it.
I love them. Thank you. We'll see you again next time.
I will be here.
I'm ready to cook up some more stuff too.
Spring is now in full bloom, and it's also the season for strawberries. Chef Carolyn Piguet with Piguet's Primetime is here to show us how to make a sweet and savory strawberry pork tenderloin. This is a fun take.
Well, you know how I love local, and you know how I like things in season, and so strawberries are coming out of the fields right now, and it's just such a nice, it's kind of an opening about here our produce comes, and so strawberries are kind of that beginning factor. And you can marry pork with just about any berry. Blueberries are good with it. You can do peaches with it, and strawberries were another direction. I thought, well, we'll just give that
It's
a try.
a fun take.
Yeah,
So
it
how
is.
did you do this?
Well, and it was, any of these things like on the pork, it's a pretty blank, palate. It has not really a lot of flavor to add to it, so it's what you put it in.
Okay.
So you make a strawberry type marinade, and in that marinade, it has some wine, it has balsamic glaze, which I feel is a huge indicator. It has some sugar to kind of bring out that sweetness of the fruit, some olive oil like your traditional marinades, lemon juice. We'll put some fresh rosemary in it, and shallots and some garlic. And then let that set for at least an hour. It would be best overnight.
Okay.
And then from when you first prepared that, save back some of that marinade. Don't pour it all into the pork.
Okay.
And that will allow us to have the topping that we have. So then you just simply take that marinade and heat it and reduce it down, cook it slowly and reduce it down, slice your berries up and then put those in there so you have a little bit of an infusion in the pork itself, and then you have a nice garnish for the top.
That's nice, and you can prepare the pork however you want, whether it be in the oven, on the grill, smoke it, whatever you want to do with it.
Yes, and the thing about tenderloin, like we were speaking, you know, it's a very inexpensive cut, and so it goes a long ways for the profitability on it or the cost on it.
Sure.
You know, it's very easy to put it in a smoker, smoke it for a couple hours on 250 and really not have to do anything, or slip it in the oven for an hour on 350. So it's a very easy fix, and it's good. Everybody enjoys that.
Well, and it's a perfect thing when you're trying to think of dinner. Like, how do I keep this fresh? Where everyone's like, oh, now what's for dinner? No, you can maybe work this into your rotation. This is easy. Maybe while the pork is cooking, you can get the glaze
Yes, you can
going.
go ahead and work that down.
Okay.
And that's what I simply did. I put it on the smoker, and then, you know, halfway through the cooking process, I just went ahead and just slowly heated this, stirred it, and just reduced it down. That makes it, all those flavors get really powerful in there.
So when it's all finished, then you can serve it however, but do the glaze on top, do it on the side, whatever you fancy.
Whatever you'd like, and as much as anybody would like. You know, if somebody's not necessarily liking that, they can just have the meat with some, you know, whatever toppings that are around. So.
All right, perfect. Well, this looks so good. You can check out many more recipes just like this one. Go to our website, newson6.com/recipes. Coop.
Welcome to Cooking Corner. We're happy to welcome back our good friend, Chef Alfredo Vargas with the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Today, he's showing us how to do some watermelon and cucumber tacos. This is a little different today.
And no ground beef, no chicken, no pork, no nothing.
I was asking producer Adam, what's the meat in here? He said no meat.
No meat.
This sounds good though.
We need to take care of the people that not eat meat too.
Yeah.
So, but summer's here. I know we have a lot of rain, but summertime is here. So you're in the pool and everything. You want to do something real quick and fast. You can make that wonderful appetizer.
Fresh and tasty.
Fresh and tasty. Yes. You can just get the things the day before, dice it, and done in a moment. So easy to do. Lavash bread is very difficult to find in town. I just find out. We do that in our steakhouse and the Hard Rock, but you can use the wonton wraps.
Okay.
Put those in the taco maker, put in the deep fryer or in your air fryer, and they turn wonderfully nice and crispy.
Absolutely.
So I got them, they're very tiny. It's like couple, 2 or 3 bites. So you need for appetizer.
A good little appetizer snack.
Yeah. I like to snack all the time. Watermelon dice as small as possible. That way, as you see, the tacos are very small, the shells. And then we go to the mix real quick. So we got watermelon, we got a cucumber, cilantro.
Oh, you gotta have cilantro.
There's an explosion of the cilantro in there, mixed with, of course, you have a little bit of diced jalapeno. Take the seeds out, all the veins out. That way it's not too spicy.
Okay.
It's very, very friendly.
Nice little kick.
Especially for the kids. If there's kids around, make sure you take all those seeds out or not put it all. Yes? So when you put all those in there, and now we go to do orange juice.
Okay.
Just half of the orange, just to give you that nice mix. Little lemon juice.
This is a blast of flavor.
Little bit tiny splash of salt, and I'll tell you why. We have the soy sauce, so soy sauce is very, very salty, so very easy in that. And then extra virgin oil.
Okay.
Right? Easy. So now fold it. And if you can do this and then let it sit in the refrigerator cover for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, it will, all those salt flavors, cilantro, mint, everything get together. It's delicious. But right now we got to put them together because
I smell the mint.
You smell them already,
yeah.
right? So the oil, the soil, and everything. So you got your little taco shells, and then fill it up as much as you can fit in there because you got to need as much as you can in there. I got these little taco holders for a long time in my kitchen, but again, you can get those in the store. They make out of cardboard.
They're very convenient.
And then very convenient to stand up because otherwise you need to lay them down, which you can do that, which is making more attractive doing it this way. And of course, just to top it up, we got to do a little bit of the feta
You're all about the
cheese.
garnish.
A little bit of feta cheese. Either we don't have meat or pork or chicken, right? And then we have a balsamic glaze,
Okay.
which this give it a nice sweetness in it, and it's not too salty at all. It doesn't taste that bad.
Tacos that don't need meat.
Taco don't need meat, so there you go. All people that don't eat meat and something fresh and light. Absolutely.
I love it.
I
Great.
will go for that.
A great dish for summer. Well, Chef, thank you so much as always.
you.
We appreciate it. You can check out many more recipes just like this one. Just go to our website at newson6.com/recipes. We'll be right back.
It is time to fire up the grill and get ready to cook out. And this morning we've got some great suggestions for you. Chef, author, and influencer Emily Sussman is back once again, and she has some really simple ideas for these foil wraps that we can grill. She's going to do an Italian one and a Cajun one. Good morning and welcome back.
Hi, thanks for having me back.
We're just a few weeks away from Memorial Day, and that's
Yes.
kind of the official start of summer for most of us.
Absolutely. So I've created these 2 easy foil packs. The thing I love about these is that you can customize them. So if you don't, for instance, eat shrimp, you can put chicken in here. If you want to put clams, you know, you can get totally creative. Same thing with the sausage. If you don't want to use, you know, pork sausage, you can use beef, you can use chicken. So that's what I really love about all
kind of variations on the theme.
Yes.
Now the other thing is you can cook these on the grill outside, which
Yes.
is what we're talking about, but there are other heating methods as well.
Oven, which I did these this morning because I didn't want to fire up the grill, or a campfire. So it's super easy. And the thing I love about this is that easy cleanup, because literally when
all
you're done,
in the tinfoil. Yeah.
trash and you're done.
And if it gets hot enough, Alan, we can just put it on the sidewalk eventually and cook it up that way too.
Yeah,
when it
probably
gets really
this
hot this
for
summer. Right.
sure.
Okay, so tell us how do you put
All
these
right,
together?
so for the Cajun packet, you can just start, and I go ahead and par cook the corn and the potatoes just to make sure, especially depending on if you use like bigger potatoes, so that you don't open up with raw ones. And so you can just spread this out and then add all of this in there. And then I've got these little butter balls.
Oh, nice. Do you make those or do you buy them that
I
way?
bought them that way.
Really?
I found them. Normally I just cut up pieces of butter, but I
Just-
saw that and I was like,
That's
this is
clever.
really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just put everything in there, and then I made a mixture that has chicken broth. You can also use seafood stock with Tony C's, or you can use Old Bay, and some garlic, and then you just pour this over.
Oh wow, the
And
smells
then if
are
you want, you
amazing.
can,
Yeah, kind of mush them around.
yeah, and
Okay.
then
Seal them up. Now, some people may be concerned about tinfoil.
yes, so there's other alternatives. You can use parchment paper, but you'll need to lower the temperature on your oven. I would not use it on your grill for an open flame.
Let me move this over.
then- sure.
Okay. We're going to show
And
you how to
then-
do the other one too.
Another cool thing you could do is banana leaves. You can pick those up at the store and kind of place them all together, kind of make like a blanket for them and fold them up.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
I have not tried that yet, but I'm sure it could work.
Okay. Well, as soon as I catch something on fire, then we'll know that I tried the banana leaves.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got onions and peppers.
Yes, potatoes.
More potatoes. I love potato. And then little
then
sausage balls.
Italian sausage, and I just took lengths and cut them up. And then this has some white wine. You can smell that with the olive oil, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper.
How long do you cook?
For about 25 minutes at 450 degrees.
Okay.
If you're doing it in the oven
Right.
or the grill, but campfire may be a little different. But that is it, and then you just stick it in.
I'm going to
and
slide
then
these over here so you can see the finished product. And once they're done, they look
You just open it up.
absolutely beautiful. Okay.
And you can
I'm going to go
dive
ahead and take a
in.
bite of one of these little sausages here.
And the flavor, and you can see the liquid down in there, so you can like take a potato and dip it in there.
I think that's what I was concerned about is how it might dry up, but that
So the liquid in those, so like the white wine in here, and then the chicken stock in this one, it helps to kind of create steam and then to not have it dry out.
that is so amazing. I'm going to try one of those shrimp when we go to the commercial break, so I don't want to get it all in my teeth and everything. Some great ideas here, and of course, just firing up that grill again. 25 to 30 minutes at 450
degrees.
All right, excellent. For more ideas, you can check out EmmaClaire'sKitchen.com or on her on social media. Always a pleasure to have Emily Sussman here with all of these wonderful things. And your seasoning is still available?
Yes, and I have 3 more coming out in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Mediterranean, Zen, and Fiesta.
Zen.
Yes, and it's an Asian spice. So I'm super excited about these things. So stay tuned on my Instagram. I'll be posting updates there.
Sounds delicious. All right, and we'll post everything at our website at newson6.com/recipes for everything that we've seen here today.